Fitzpatrick didn't give me much to go on. Just the newspaper photo of Malloy and the fact that Malloy stayed here at the Ritz. Then there's that girl Fitzpatrick referred to, Sandra. Maybe I can track her down. First I need to find out which apartment Malloy was staying in, then get into it. That means I gotta deal with Nilo, my landlord. It's the second week of April, and I'm a little late on my February rent payment.
I don't know, I've just been feeling very stuck lately. I cannot remember the last time I was surprised by anything. Can you?
The last time I was surprised was by you. Well, you know what I mean. I'm just surprised that we're able to stay good friends.
I've been thinking about moving. Maybe Phoenix. I've got an old college friend that lives down there, and she says it's nice. I think the change will do me good. What do you think?
Yeah, I think you'll love it down there, because there's square dancing and 10-gallon hats and armadillo hunting.
And macho yokels with names like Tex?
Sure.
So tell me, what do you think? You think I should go or not?
Well, you know, Arizona may seem like a much more exciting place than San Francisco, but it's dangerous down there. At least around here, you got your friends checking out for you.
It's dangerous everywhere. Especially here. Did you hear about that co-ed? Someone murdered her in her own bedroom.
I didn't hear about that. Who killed her?
The newspaper said it might be a serial killer. They gave him some kind of crazy name. I don't know. I can't remember what they called him.
Doesn't that stuff scare you? I'm a tough guy, and it scares me.
I appreciate your concern, Tex. But I have been fine on my own for a long time.
Pain in my shoulder right now.
Looks like the rain's letting up. I'm going home.
Got a big date?
Oh, yeah. Cary Grant and a pint of Haagen-Dazs. Hold me down. See you later.
What a schmuck.
What?
Chelsea was giving you opportunities all evening and you blew every one of them. The son PA you are. Well, you wouldn't know a clue if it walked up and punched you in the face.
Listen, all I know is, every time I try and ask her out, she turns me down.
It's from the distinguished gentleman in the corner.
Bottle your drink. He bought you a bourbon.
Oh, good evening, good evening. Gordon Fitzpatrick is my name. Please sit down, sir. You know, I am not in the habit of eavesdropping, but I do believe I heard someone say that you were a private detective.
That's right. I'm a licensed private investigator.
Oh, delightful. It's a pleasure indeed to meet you, and your name?
Murphy. Tex Murphy.
Tex Murphy. Well. This is fine. Now listen, let me ask you this, Mr. Tex Murphy. Have you in your work ever had the occasion to seek for a missing person?
Sure. I can do that.
Well, then perhaps we could do some business.
I think we can work something out. My office is just around the corner. The Ritz Hotel.
Why don't we go there? I like your office. Oh, yes, the ambiance is very authentic. Reminds me of those, those old detective stories that I used to watch when I was a kid. I'm sure that at any moment, Sam Spade is going to come marching through that door, but then who needs Sam Spade when I've got Tex Murphy standing in front of me? Did you always want to be a private eye?
As far back as I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
Let's have a seat, Mr.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. While all the other kids were logged on to Sesame Street Interactive, I was reading Hammett and Chandler.
It must be quite an exciting life.
Oh, it's got its moments. Don't get me wrong, it's not like the movies. It sure as hell doesn't pay very well. But it suits me. So what can I do for you, Mr. Fitzpatrick?
Well, I'm trying to find an old acquaintance of mine, Thomas Malloy, Dr. Thomas Malloy. The last official address for him that I have is the Ritz Hotel. Now, do you happen to know him?
I say that I do.
That's very important that I find him. You know, let me give you a little background. For many years, I was a research scientist and I worked alongside Dr. Malloy. But about 20 years ago, maybe, I guess something like that, our paths diverged and I lost touch with him, and he with me. And then very recently, I saw a photograph of him in a local newspaper. Now, it's a strange thing how time is such a natural equalizer. Makes us appreciate the faces from one's past. At any rate, the older gentleman in that photograph is Dr. Malloy. And I contacted the newspaper to find out where the photograph had been taken. It was at the San Francisco Technical University. Well, I hiked right out there, got to the campus, and decided to look the man up and surprise him. Even with that photograph, no one recognized him, no one knew his name. But then I received a strange phone call from a young woman named Sandra. The man I knew as Thomas Malloy, she knew as Tyson Matthews. She seemed quite uncomfortable talking on the vid phone, so I suggested we meet. She never showed up for that appointment.
You never heard from her again?
You know, it's strange. But this simple, whimsical wish of mine to get together with my old friend has materialized into, I don't know, I feel a sense of impending doom. I fear for the young woman, and I fear for my friend, Dr. Malloy.
Sounds interesting. I think I can look into this for you.
Thank you. Now, you'll have to refresh my memory. How much is your fee? How does it work?
I charge $500 a day.
Of course.
Plus expenses.
Naturally. There, that should be enough to get you started. And here somewhere, there you go. I can be reached at that number.
I'll be in touch.
I feel we're off to a good start.
All right, Mr. Fitzpatrick. This is the first cash I've had in months. $4,000. I owe Louis $200, and Rook says I owe him $300. But there should be plenty left over. Yes, sir. Things are definitely looking up. So Fitzpatrick's staying at the... My parents found this in the attic and sent it to me. I remember the pastoral days of my early youth, riding on my trusty Mount Striper, chasing bank robbers and horse thieves. And all that came to an end one summer afternoon during an electrical storm. The lightning struck a transformer near our home, creating a tremendous power surge. It was after the accident that my brothers and sisters started calling me Tex. Whenever I asked them, they'd just laugh and wink at each other. I never did find out about that nickname. I'll pick up these clothes next time I'm expecting someone else in my bedroom. Yeah, fat chance of that. I'm currently reading The Maltese Fruitcake. family's been passing it around for years. Amazingly enough, this space-age cabinet came folded into a packet the size of a Triscuit. The guy who sold me this hormonotron said it would make women obsolete in my life, but I can't get it to work. You can never have... I cut this thing out of the paper a few days. I don't know if we're actually friends. This photo was taken at the last family reunion I attended. Has it really been 18 years? Eat the rich dog food. A little gamey, but not bad for the price. My knife used to have all the cool attachments. Now everything's busted off except the pliers and the standard screwdriver head. Rusty the Clown's Fun Book. The only pop-up book in existence with a must-be 18 years or older sticker. The scanner brings back some truly fond memories. Wonder how Trixie's doing. The 60-day warranty just ran out on my electronic shop fax machine. Should break down any minute now. Between my wedding ring and this picture of my ex-wife Sylvia, I will never, ever forget that women are alien creatures capable of great destruction. That's the New York Times bestseller, Men Are Imbeciles, Women Are Erratic. My mom sent this to help me with my love life. I've read the first chapter and I think the author's a hermaphrodite. This picture was taken of my ex-wife on her 25th birthday. Yeah, she was gorgeous. Makes me wonder sometimes why we couldn't make it work. It's taken me years to fill up these drawers. That's my Jane Mansfield coloring book and the Inspector Poirot mask I used last Halloween. These drawers are the holding area for stuff that's about to be tossed out in the trash.
You don't care, do you? You think you're getting pets.
I should probably stop by the news.
Hi, Tex.
Hey, I'm sorry about last night.
Is that so? Why?
Playing hard to get, huh? Okay, I'll play your little game.
I'm not in the mood, Tex. You know, this is not a game to me. I have a lot of big decisions to make, and maybe I need to get away to make them.
Listen, Chelsea, I'd really like another chance to sweep you off your feet, and, not like that time before when I accidentally dropped you.
I know you're just being nice, but I think I just need to travel and, well, meet new people and, well, before I get too old.
Yeah, I've got kind of a stupid idea. Why don't you let me take you out to dinner tonight?
What, like a date?
No, it'd be more like two friends having a great meal and maybe some stimulating conversation.
I guess that'd be okay. I mean, yeah, that'd be all right. You know, Tex, I haven't really been myself lately, and I really appreciate you looking out for me.
Hey, this is gonna be my pleasure. So what are you in the mood for? I heard Weenie World put tater tots on the menu.
I've got a better idea. Why don't you let me make you dinner at my place? It's cheaper than going out. And besides, I have something I'd like to talk to you about. Let's say 8 o'clock?
Well, you talked me into it in this bad though.
Well, I feel so spoiled.
By the way, what should I bring? Red or white?
You better bring both.
Finally.
Hold it right there, you sneaking piece of slop.
I think I might just grab that cigar and shove it down your throat. What do you think about that?
One more crack like that, and you can go look for another dump to live in. Pay up your rent, or you're out of here. Capiche? Ooh, look at the funny man. Give me some cash before I get you tossed out of here. I guess you don't count so good. You owe me 2,100. I guess you don't count. Yeah, that's more like it.
Well, now that we're all square, can you take a look at a photo for me?
No comprende.
Hey, I had no idea you were bilingual, El Nino.
No one ever talks to me like that. Get the hell out of here, sicko.
Well, looks like Nilo's in for a busy... Nilo must have found these magazines in the dumpster out back. The only magazines he pays for are the naughty ones. Sheesh. This sandwich is about as fresh as Nilo's undershirt.
What now, Pinhead?
Now maybe you can answer a few questions for me.
No comprendi?
I said I can use your help.
I heard what you said. It's just my meter ran out. Of course, you see note. So, what's on your mind? Never heard of him. We only stayed here a couple of weeks. Paid up front for 2 months. But he's too late to get a refund. I ain't familiar with that name. Nope.
Recognize the man in this photo?
Yeah, I seen him before.
What can you tell me about it?
He used to stay here. Gone now.
Which room did he stay in?
Hey,
What name did he use when he signed in?
Matthews. Tyson Matthews.
Okay. Well, thanks for the help.
Oh, the pleasure was all mine. P-break. What are you asking about me for? You want to ask me out on a date? Never heard of him. Ah, nicest guy on the street. Me and him, we talk the same language. I'd like to wipe the smile off that fat guy's face.
Good morning,
But he ain't a
Mrs.
bad cook. I got a few things I'd like to teach that Chelsea. If you know what I mean.
Oh, wonderful. How are you?
Look, as long as you pay the rent, I don't care if you're the Queen of freaking England.
Okay.
Apartment A is through the door by...
Yeah, the firmware update. Okay, that'd be wonderful. No, we haven't got symptoms. We've been staying away from being. We go out very little, so and we're both.
It's all locked up.
No, that's fine, and we're both
What a
double vaxxed as
scumbag.
well.
Nilo knew I couldn't get into the apartment without the code. Now he'll probably want to charge me a few $100 for it. At this rate, I'm going to be
Yeah,
broke
that'd be
again in a hurry.
fantastic. Yep. That's the one. Alright, thank you very much for that. Bye.
What do you want? I'm busy here.
There's something I forgot to ask you. I figure I've paid you enough already, so you owe me.
Well, you figured wrong. You're off by about $500.
Well, I'm not going to give you another dime. You give me the information or I'll turn that mug of yours into taco meat.
Okay. On account of my good mood, I won't charge you. Besides, I can't fit any more of your money in my pocket.
Nyla looks around like he's about to... The code is 482. Rook's been running his pawn shop since...
Up already, Murphy? And it isn't even lunchtime yet. Or am I still asleep? Having a horrible, horrible nightmare.
Say, Rook, is it just my imagination or have you been working out? 'Cause you look great, you little son of a gun.
Oh, Lord. This is a nightmare.
You know what my nightmare is, Rook? I don't know, maybe you can relate to this one. It's waking up 30 years older, a foot and a half shorter, and dog ugly.
Very funny. At least I've never had a problem getting a woman to go out with me. Speaking of which, how's Chelsea?
Well, for your information, I'm planning on having a romantic dinner with Miss Bando. What do you think about that?
I'll believe it when I see it. I don't know how she could even think about food with you sitting next to her at the same table.
Says you little squinty-eyed weasel. Care to make a little wager on whether or not Chelsea will go out with me?
Why should I make a bet with you? Well, even if I won, you'd never pay me off. Speaking of which, where's the money you owe me?
I got a pretty good feeling I'm gonna make some decent cash off this case I'm working on. You can keep your pants on for a while longer and answer a few questions for me. I'll pay you back with interest.
No deal, Murphy. First, you pay. Then we talk.
Listen, Rook. I've been so broke over the last few months, I couldn't pay attention. Let me enjoy having some cash for a few days, huh?
Get lost, Murphy. Come back when you're ready to pay me.
The slice of heaven's been vacant for months. During one of my previous cases, I did a job for the former owner, Francesca Lucido. Helped her get a divorce from her dirtbag husband, and she took him to the cleaners. Last I heard, she was dating some young stud named Julio and renting a condo in Miami Beach. The Brew and Stew, Louie's Diner, bucks. But with the smell of fresh...
Mike! I noticed you talking to that older gentleman last night. I bet Rook $20 that he hired you to do some work for him.
Well, I'm happy to report that Rook owes you $20. Though I'm sure he's going to be real happy about paying off the bet.
I think Rook's only nice to members of the fairer sex, and not too many of them. So I was right. You did get a job.
My client's looking for a friend of his. He's not having too much luck finding him. He gave me a nice advance to see what I could turn up.
Congratulations, Mike. It must be a relief to be working again.
Well, it's good to have something in my wallet besides a list of IOUs. I'm actually thinking of spending some of my advance on Chelsea, if she's still talking to me.
Chelsea's like a souffle, Mike. Treat her real gentle, and don't hurry things too much. She's pretty soft inside.
Stop, Louie. You're making me hungry. Listen, we can talk about women and food later, huh? Right now, I need to see if you know anything that can help me out.
I just saw him talking to you. That's about it. Yeah, I remember this guy. Came in here to eat a couple times. Probably a month ago. Sorry, Mike. Haven't heard of him. I don't like to talk bad about people, so I got nothing to say about Nilo. I saw Malden a couple weeks ago when the cops came by to clean out Rusty's place. He hasn't changed much. except around the waistline. You're okay in my book, Mike.
¿Cómo está?
I wouldn't sit on this.